Throughout the years, there have been many sword-wielding adventurers. However, the one that has persevered through many incarnations has been none other than the hero of Hyrule, Link. This is true even in the world of Super Smash Bros., where Link has been from the very beginning and seen numerous changes. The Legend of Zelda series has a heavy focus on puzzles and strategy, and that's carried over to Link's playstyle in Smash, where using his numerous tools, and especially his projectiles, is very important to winning neutral and coming out on top. Today, we'll be taking a look through the Super Smash Bros. Series to find out if this hero still has it, or if he's been outdone by all the other swordies. In Smash 64, Link did not get off to a very strong start. Starting with the positives, Link has good range and good kill power. Being the only swordie in the game lets him take advantage of his long disjointed hitboxes. For casual fans, a disjoint is a term for an attack that doesn't use a character's actual limbs, therefore letting you take a hit on the attack. It's most commonly seen on swords, which is why swordies are often very safe characters. Link isn't just safe because of his melee power though, since he has two great projectiles in his neutral B boomerang and down B bombs. This lets him be very campy, though he unfortunately has some pretty terrible drawbacks. While Link can fight from a long range, that's not an ability that's very scarce in Smash 64's top tiers. In particular, Fox's laser is very tough for Link to deal with. Link is also quite heavy, which does let him live stronger attacks, but combines with his large hurtbox to make him very easy to combo in Smash 64's combo-heavy environment. This would be alright if Link was good off stage, but unfortunately, Smash 64 Link has one of the worst recoveries in the entire series, rivaling even Little Mac. This is thanks to both his bad double jump and his terrible up special spin attack, which, while a powerful option to deal damage, goes absolutely nowhere in the air.
When you're playing Link, if you're on stage, you can be a monster. Your frame data and your strong hits, but then as soon as you get off stage, you just become this weakling.
I'm not even done with all the bad attributes of Link, since his mobility is also terrible. While his walking speed, whoop-de-doo, and air speed are above average, his double jump and dash speed are terrible, making it tough to actually get around with him. While he can use his projectiles to edgeguard pretty well, actually closing out stocks is going to be tough. He's the only character in the game besides Pikachu to not have a spike, and while Pikachu can deal with it because he's top 1, Link misses having the option to send his opponents to an early grave off stage. Link plays campy and can do good damage if he gets in, but he unfortunately just really struggles to do much in neutral. His grab is pretty long range, but it's terrible end lag if you miss it. Throwing or comboing Link off stage is just such a death sentence for the Link player in so many situations that it's often just not even worth it to touch the character. He rests at 11th out of 12 on the tier list and is solidly a bottom tier character. Despite this, players like Sekiro from Japan have gotten some use out of the character. While he's tough to play, good use of Link can make him look godlike, as with any character.
Fireballs, but they only go downwards. So if you stay above Mario, he's not able to zone.
Ooh, what a snipe with that double snipe!
I've never seen the triple.
And the forward smash.
It wasn't two in a row. I've still never seen the triple. Definitely knows the distance on that bomb to hit right at ledge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my goodness.
So much damage, honestly.
Oh, that's gonna be...
Wow. Oh my gosh. Great finish there from Sekiro.
The transition to melee could do nothing but good for Link, and luckily he gained some nice new traits. First off, spin attack was greatly buffed, covering the air above him far better and going farther. While his grab is still committal, he can now use it in the air to recover and as a solid disjoint. He gained his now famous shield, which is a little passive ability that blocks incoming projectiles while he's standing still. He can also do a lot more out of grab, especially on faster falling characters, with confirms such as down throw into spin attack. Spin attack does now also edgeguard better, since in the NTSC version, the later hits can semi-spike and send opponents downward. He gained a new neutral B in his bow, while Boomerang was moved to side B, but it's fairly niche due to having less range than Boomerang and being slow and weak. Despite all of this, Link did retain quite a few of his poor attributes from Smash 64. He still has trouble moving around since he has high traction and a long jump squad, making his wave dash not very good. His run is somehow even worse in this game, and so is his double jump. Link's weight and fall speed combine to make him susceptible to combos still, and he also falls victim to chain grabbing. Sheik in particular can mess him up, and Fox and Falco eat good with Shine against Link. He also deals with shield pressure terribly, as his best out of shield option is up smash, which can fairly easily be DI'd. Spin attack is slow, and Nair is hindered by his long jump squad. Link has a tech called Goron Roll, which can be paired with bombs to give himself a good burst movement option, but it's fairly complicated.
Safe State definitely one of those tech masters where he loves just the little niche applications. You'll see him throw a bomb down and then tech off of it, slide off, or he'll slide off the bomb hit and then go for an edge guard and air with it.
While his sword isn't as long as Martha Roy's, the two new swordies moving in this territory, he doesn't need to space his attacks like they do, giving him a larger effective range. Link can still play campy, but he tends to be more of a trapper in this game, since he can get in much easier than in Smash 64. He does have popular bracket demons in such fellows as Fox and Sheik, which can hurt his performances. Link gained a clone in Melee, that being Young Link. This was the only time that any two Links were from the same game, as Link's appearance in Melee and Smash 64 was based on how adult Link appears in Ocarina of Time. Young Link is, of course, also from Ocarina of Time. The two characters have very few differences in Melee, though Young Link is ranked higher than adult Link due to his greater mobility. Link has been seen as an average to below average character throughout Melee's lifespan, as his bad ground game hinders his strong aerial options and zoning. While very few dedicated Link mains exist today, such fellows as Six and on occasion Aquo have made a name for their character, making many respect his strengths. Save State also made quite a few strides for Link's tech before retiring in 2023. Link rests at 18th out of 26 on the current tier list in the C tier below Young Link, and is a sometimes usable low tier.
I thought he would have gone for like a pivot up tilt. That would have been crazy. Something. Jab nair, and then that's it. That's a JoJo edge guard. That's a classic. Jab nair, that's a Link. You even if you think like you can punish Link's nair, you can. And then does that cover everything? I think it does. I don't think it covers get up attack.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl was a new frontier for Link, and a chance to finally rise up a little. Unfortunately, what little Link had in Melee was taken away immediately, completely gutting his character. While his dash is marginally faster, his airspeed was decimated, and his falling speed still makes him susceptible to combos. His out-of-shield game is even worse, since his options are even slower in this game, and the removal of L-canceling made him easier to whiff punish, and his recovery goes nowhere horizontally, giving Link players some flashbacks to Smash 64. Link gained a few things. His new Dacus, dash attack cancelled up smash, is a decent approach option, though his up smash isn't great, his air has much less landing lag, and a lot of his moves have even more KO power. Up B can now even be charged on the ground to make it an even better KO tool, but unfortunately this makes the uncharged version much worse. This doesn't make up for the fact that he's still heavy, and while this does give him some interesting attributes like the ability to live very long if launched vertically, it still makes him easy to combo and chain grab, putting him in a similar situation to Smash 64 where he would get thrown off stage and easily edge guarded. His best KO moves, up air and dare, are very laggy now and held back by his now awful air game. In Brawl, everything good Link had has just been taken away from him, and I don't feel like I can stress that enough. At least he got a few cool changes though. His bow has an interesting tech in this game where if you use it uncharged just before hitting the ground, its start lag will be skipped, like a reverse melee Falco laser. Boomerang has been changed to Gale Boomerang, which now pulls in opponents on the way back with a tornado and can have increased range if inputted like a smash attack. This is thanks to his design being changed to match his appearance in Twilight Princess, which gives his outfit much more detail. Link received another clone in this game. Though Young Link has since been removed, Toon Link from Wind Waker has joined the fray, with numerous changes compared to Link. Many moves such as Nair and F Smash are different, Toon Link has 64 in Melee Link's Boomerang, and Up B is a multi-hit move rather than a single attack. While Link has good zoning and strong moves, he lacks the mobility to really get in and take stocks. His largest, most glaring issue is his absolutely terrible, awful recovery. Link mains are fighting for their lives off stage, and unlike Ultimate Little Mac, he doesn't have the on-stage presence to counteract that. Link is ranked 35th out of 38 characters in Brawl and is completely unviable and one of the worst characters in the entire game. He has very few players, like I really had to dig to get this bad quality footage. Our old friend Kieran Blaze from the Mario episode co-mained him to give Link his only 3 top 64 placements in Brawl Majors, those being a 49th at Pound 4, 33rd at MLG Relay 2010, and 33rd at Pound 5. Legan was Kieran Blaze's competition for most of Brawl's lifespan, and was a solo main but never showed up in Majors. Scizor was a skilled player as well, and the best Brawl Link by the end of the game's lifespan, but only reached as far as SoCal Regionals. Another notable player was Izaw, who we'll be seeing more of later. I mean, surely it can't get worse than this, right? Smash 4 was on the horizon, and it had to hold at least something for Link. Luckily, his biggest flaw was patched up quite well. Spin Attack has regained its recovery prowess from Melee, and Claw Shot is now a longer tether recovery, letting Link actually get back to the stage. Alongside this, his overall mobility is better, and many of his moves such as Dare, Fair, and Dash Attack have seen improvements to give them more utility. Bomb was buffed too, since now that it doesn't damage Link if it hits an enemy or projectile, it has become much safer. The mechanics of Smash 4 help out Link quite a bit as well. Despite losing his Dacus and Quick Draw, as well as suffering from combos and limited endurance due to the changes of hit stun cancelling, he actually loves edge hogging being removed, letting him recover far easier, and the Rage mechanic is amazing for him, since he can still live for quite a long time. His out of shield game is improved since Spin Attack is faster on the ground. However, his spot dodge has unfortunately been nerfed from one of the best in Brawl to a mediocre one. Smash 4 suited Link's Skyward Sword iteration more, as it fits slightly better with the general art style than the Twilight Princess one from Brawl's more realistic art direction. Unfortunately, Skyward Sword Link doesn't seem to be able to use the Claw Shot quite as well, as it has more landing lag and it deals less damage, making it a less effective zoning option. Generally, Link tends to suffer from the issues he tended to have in the past: poor mobility and susceptibility to combos. Being a hybrid zoner and sortie that lives long isn't inherently bad, but Link's poor attributes really hold him back in Smash 4, despite him probably being the best he's been so far here. Because he was just so much better than in Brawl, players were optimistic about Link in Smash 4's earlier meta, with many seeing him as a potentially mid-tier character like he was in Melee. However, over time, he fell out of favor as other characters rose to fame and few players stuck with Link, causing him to fall where he is today at 31 out of 54 on the last Smash 4 tier list, placing him in the D tier as a low mid-tier character. Our old friends Aizawa and Scizor are prominent players, and two very great players from Japan are Chi and Nikorin.
Oh, and the later ones too. This sock is in some serious jeopardy is what I would say if Scizor wasn't crazy with it.
We don't want this.
I love it now.
Yeah.
And then you look at this, like, oh my god, it looks so wrong.
Oh my god, the Gale Boomerang. I forgot about the Gale Boomerang.
Oh, the combos!
Bring it back.
Bring it back, baby. Give me another
Twilight
corner.
Princess Link in the building.
Finally, we reach Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and a lot of you probably saw this coming. Link is so drastically different in Ultimate than in his previous appearances, and that is owed almost entirely to his new design. Link's appearance and moveset have both been updated to reflect how he appears in Breath of the Wild, with him now wearing his blue champion's tunic by default. He now holds his sword in his right hand, which changes some of his animations, and his arrows remain on the stage for a few seconds if they don't hit an opponent. He can pick them up and shoot 2 arrows at a time, though this rarely comes into play, as it's too much setup for too little payoff. One niche option he now has is his Sword Beam, which sends out a small projectile when he uses F Smash at 0%. By far Link's most notable change in Ultimate is his down special. Instead of pulling regular bombs, he now has remote bombs, which can be thrown and detonated with down B unless they're being held by a player. It has a much bigger blast radius and does more knockback, and can be used to recover.
That's the thing about Link's bomb, it just kind of lingers there. You always kind of have to be aware of it. It's not quite to the level of Snake C4, but like, it could cause some trouble.
It's the Nana to your Popo, dude. Like, Nana's still hanging there, gonna like back air you while your shield's broken, and it's like that.
Unfortunately, Link does miss bombs quite a bit, as they could be used very well for stage control. While Remote Bomb is good at that as well, you can only have access to one at a time, making it far less spammable. While Remote Bomb also gives Link access to Z-drop combos, it's nowhere near the easy kill confirms that Toon Link gets with regular bombs. Luckily, Link has also seen a myriad of other buffs to make him even better than he was in Smash 4. While his mobility is still poor, his sword's range has been extended, giving a lot of his moves more utility. Up tilt is a good ledge trapping tool, up smash is a better anti-air, down tilt does less damage so it combos for longer, and many more. The Master Sword's hitbox has sadly been nerfed, making it hit exclusively on the sword itself, effectively lowering the width of his attacks. Fair only hits in front, up air only hits straight up, etc. The claw shot was removed from his kit, which nerfs his recovery a bit and lowers the range of his grab, but also makes it safer and less laggy. His new grab is one of the shortest in the game though, which is ironic and hurts him a bit. Some gameplay changes were made that benefit Link, and one of those is the universal jump squat speed, which is much faster than any he's had before, and landing lag has been reduced across the board. These two factors combine to make his air game much better.
Link's still in this meta, because I feel like a lot of people look to T as like, what, oh nice Nair, Subo's too greedy with that drop zone back air.
The Link kick.
Yeah,
I like the name.
Look, he might be dead.
Yeah, and this Nair is really useful, actually. And it's really long, and definitely a good tool. Some people say it's stronger than the Master Sword.
His
leg is.
It's better.
His ground game has also been marginally improved, as dash dancing is better in Ultimate than it was previously, and Link's high traction lets him turn on a dime. Early on in Ultimate's life, players took note of Link's great buffs. People were optimistic about his viability, which would only improve as a player who will go unnamed for this video, carried Link to great results in 2019. He was considered high or even top tier until opinions on him mellowed out. He was still considered good, but had a more average-sized player base. Unfortunately, a lot of this success was due to Japanese player T's performance with Link, and he was far less active in the post-pandemic period. As such, Link's viability has dropped off in recent years, cementing him as a mid-tier at 56th out of 82 characters, placing him in the C+ tier as the worst of all the Links. T was one of Link's best players, of course, but I would be remiss not to mention the current best league, that being Rito from Japan. Other good Links include Bernie from Mexico, and Otakuni and Vinz from France.
Combo?
Okay. Oh, that arrow is pretty hard! Yes!
Oh, the bomb is enough to kill.
Okay, recently?
Oh, nice patient.
Oh my god!
Around the up B.
Yeah! Caught by the B.
A little too low from the sauce there we go. So the fourth there coming out from Delta Force. So one of this ledge, wait a minute! That's it!
Wait! What?
Delta Force 2-0 over Tweet. What?
Link has had quite the storied history in Super Smash Bros., but has overall not been very good. Far from the success stories of characters that got game-changing buffs like Mario, Link has always just been alright at best and completely unviable at worst, excluding Ultimate's early years. Being the original sword fighter is a hefty title, though it doesn't make him generic by far. His great zoning options, unique status as a fast-falling heavyweight with a sword and great projectiles, and all of the history behind the character himself has made Link a great character in his own right, and give him not one but 2 semicolons, an honor only held by him and Mario. Overall, while Link may not be the best fighter, his legacy will go down in history. Thanks for watching this video. This one took a lot of research, but considering how little I know about Metroid, the Samus one will probably take even longer. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and comment down below audio tips and anything I missed. Make sure to subscribe to see new videos, not just like this, but hopefully even better too. And hey, studies show that it also makes you 54% more attractive, so why not just try it out and see. It's been fun, but I've got more videos to get to, so until next time, this is Shoot Kapow, over and out.